The Anunnaki, a group of gods that became popularized through the theories of ancient astronauts, has been the subject of much controversy. Based off the Sumerian and Mesopotamian gods, modern popularization of these gods can primarily be traced back to the written works of Zecharia Sitchin and his interpretations of the ancient Sumerian tablets. However, many view Zechariah's stories as a work of fiction and is not accepted by mainstream archaeologists and mythologists. Where Zecharia describes the Anunnaki as ancient extraterrestrials, the ancient Sumerian and Mesopotamian texts tell a different story. Going forward, we will use the mainstream interpretations of these texts and leave the works of Zecharia Sitchin for another time. Let us explore the origins of the universe and the birth of the Anunnaki. According to Sumerian mythology, the origin of the universe is deeply intertwined with Namu, the primeval sea goddess. She represents the watery abyss that existed before the creation of the world, embodying the primordial waters from which all life and the pantheon of gods emerged. Unlike some mythologies that start with a void or nothingness, Sumerian cosmology begins with this endless, undifferentiated sea, suggesting a universe born not out of emptiness, but out of an abundance of potential contained within Namu. Namu is not just a deity among others, she is the source, the very beginning of everything. As the primeval sea, she symbolizes the original chaotic state of existence, a boundless, undefined expanse of water that contains within it the seeds of all future life, both divine and mortal. Taking a more broad view of Mesopotamia, according to Akkadian and Babylonian mythologies, the story begins not from an endless void, nor from the goddess Namu, but from the watery depths of Abzu and Tiamat, the primeval seas, a place of untold possibilities where the calming silence reigned supreme. Abzu was a primordial god, the very embodiment of fresh water, while Tiamat was the primordial god of salt water. As if sparking the fires of creation, the fresh water of Abzu began to stir, embracing itself with the salty waters of Tiamat in a dance as old as existence itself. This union, a chaotic yet graceful whirlpool, was the first echo of life, a moment of conception for the universe that was to be. As the masculine waters of Abzu mixed with the feminine waters of Tiamat, it sent ripples far and wide, carrying with them the promise of life and of worlds yet to be born. This was no ordinary beginning. It was a moment of magic, where the very essence of life started to take form out of the embrace between fresh and salt waters, father and mother, the masculine and the feminine. Either way, whether from the depths of Namu or the union of Abzu and Tiamat, the first gods began to emerge, waking from the depths in a slow, deliberate rise to consciousness. These were not gods as we might picture them, but forces of nature raw and untamed, each embodying the fundamental aspects of the world they were about to create. These deities were as follows: Lahamu, Lahmu, Kishar, and Anshar. Lahamu and Lahmu. Lahamu and Lahmu are among the first set of deities born from the primordial waters mingled by Abzu and Tiamat in Mesopotamian mythology. Their names are often translated to mean silt or mud, symbolizing the primordial matter from which life springs forth. They represent the very beginning of the divine genealogy that leads to the creation of the cosmos and its order. They are depicted as serpentine or monstrous deities, embodying the fertility of the rivers and the earth's capacity to bring forth life. As some of the earliest deities to emerge, they play a foundational role in the pantheon, setting the stage for the birth of subsequent generations of gods. Their primary significance lies in their contribution to the cosmic genealogy, leading to the creation of more complex and powerful deities who would directly participate in shaping the universe. Kishar and Anshar. Kishar and Anshar are the offspring of Lahamu and Lamu, representing the next tier in the ancestral hierarchy of Mesopotamian deities. Their names signify whole earth, Kishar, and whole sky, Anshar, indicating their roles as personifications of the horizon, where the earth meets the sky, encompassing the entirety of the cosmos. Kishar and Anshar's union further solidifies the structure of the Mesopotamian cosmos, bridging the gap between the primordial earth and the expansive heavens. They symbolize the stabilizing of the universe, making it habitable for gods and, eventually, humans. Their contribution to the divine lineage underscores the importance of family ties and generational succession in the ordering and governance of the cosmos. Together, Lahamu, Lahmu, Kishar, and Anshar represent crucial aspects of the Mesopotamian creation myth, embodying the transition from primordial chaos to a structured universe through their generational lineage and roles in the divine order. As the first gods continued to expand their reach and make their mark on the process of creation, the emergence of two gods in particular would change the course of history forever. From the union of Kishar and Anshar came Anu and Ki. Anu was the god of the sky, while Ki was the goddess of the earth. They differ from their parents since Kishar and Anshar symbolize the foundational cosmic structure, representing the broad encompassing domains of earth and sky as fundamental components of the universe, while Anu and Ki represent the operational aspects of those domains, actively participating in the governance, fertility, and maintenance of order within the earth and the heavens. As Anu and Ki made their mark on the world as the highest power, shaping the realm into a land capable of sustaining life, they too came together in union, giving birth to many different gods and goddesses, but none as important as Enlil, the god of air. During this time, the world was very different as we now know it. The world was still in its infancy, where Anu and Ki laid together, with no space between them, no air to breathe, nor a skyline to gaze upon. This was a realm of endless possibilities, yet nothing could flourish if Anu and Ki, the heaven and earth, stayed together. With the birth of their first child, Enlil, everything was about to change. As Enlil, the god of air and wind, emerged, so too did the space between Anu and Ki. Enlil looked upon this limited world, and in his heart, he knew it was his destiny to usher in a change. With a voice that commanded the winds and a will as forceful as the storms, Enlil rose. He saw the unity of Anu and Kai, and within him stirred a vision of a world teeming with life, a world of skies and lands, of mountains that pierced the heavens and rivers that nurtured the plains. But for such a world to exist, he needed to act. He had to separate the sky from the earth. Gathering his strength, Enlil took a deep breath, the first true breath the universe ever witnessed. As he exhaled, his divine breath became the winds, the tempests, the gentle breezes that caressed the realm. With a mighty roar, he pushed upwards, lifting Anu, his father, towards the vast space above. With tender care, he pulled Ki, his mother, down, laying her gently across the endless depths below. The sky and the earth, once inseparable, were parted by Enlil's hands. Between them, he created something new, the air, where life could unfold. Anu, the sky, now stretched far and wide above, a canvas full of potential, while Ki, the earth below, blossomed, cradling the seeds of life. As Ki beamed with new life, she too was born anew, emerging as a goddess that would henceforth be known as Ninhursag. Note, the name Ninhursag and Ki are used interchangeably between various myths. Anu, now separated from the earth, embraced the primordial sea goddess, Namu, the origin of all existence. From their union, Enki, the god of water and wisdom, was born. Anu, Ninhursag, Enlil, and Enki collectively shaped the earth, creating its features and imbuing it with fertility. Mountains were raised by the gods to touch the sky, valleys were carved to cradle the rivers that the gods brought forth, and seas were delineated to hold the abundance of life. This period saw the creation of the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, which were vital for the flourishing of the earliest civilizations in Mesopotamia. With the physical world structured, the gods introduced laws to govern the interactions between the elements, the cycles of nature, and the responsibilities of the deities themselves. These divine laws were meant to maintain balance and harmony within the cosmos, ensuring that each god fulfilled their role in overseeing aspects of the natural and supernatural world. The gods expanded their pantheon through various different unions, creating a multitude of other younger deities to assist them in their responsibilities. These beings, sometimes referred to as minor gods, were tasked with various duties, such as tending to the gods' needs, maintaining the natural order, and acting as intermediaries between the higher gods and the material world. These entities played crucial roles in the mythology, often interacting with mortals and participating in the epic narratives that would come to define Sumerian lore. From these monumental acts, the world as we know it was born. Enlil's separation of Anu and Kai was not merely an act of division, but an act of creation, a declaration of the beginning of time, of life, of the endless cycle of existence. As the gods expanded their pantheon, many deities became important figures that left a never-ending impact on Sumerian and Mesopotamian mythology. Of these many deities, 7 stood out above the rest, becoming known as the 7 gods who decree, or more famously, the Anunnaki. These gods were Anu, Enlil, Ninhursag, Enki, Nanna, Utu, and Inanna. Anu, the god of the sky. Anu's appearance, with his imposing beard and horned cap, marks him as the leader of the Anunnaki, with supreme authority and divinity. As the god who encompasses the entire span of the sky, Anu's realm is the boundless heavens, making him a deity who oversees the cosmos from a great height, both literally and metaphorically. Anu's importance in Mesopotamian mythology is profound. As the father of gods, such as Enlil and Enki, his lineage established the divine hierarchy that structured the universe. His detached, overarching presence serves as a reminder of the divine order that underpins existence, positioning him as the judge whose decisions shape the fate of gods and humans alike. Enlil, the god of air. Enlil's association with wind, storms, and air is visually represented through motifs that suggest movement and power, such as wings or the depiction of air spiraling from his mouth. His image conveys the vitality and force of the natural world over which he presides. His breath animates the world, stirring the air into storms or whispering it into gentle breezes. Enlil's power is second only to Anu, his authority extending over the air we breathe and the storms that rage. As a deity controlling the vital aspects of weather, climate, and breathable air itself, Enlil's role is directly linked to the survival and prosperity of ancient Mesopotamian societies. His ability to bestow fertility through rain or bring famine through drought made him a god to be appeased and revered. Enlil's narratives often explore themes of leadership and justice, reflecting his position as a mediator between the divine will and the human condition. Enki, the god of water and wisdom. The imagery of water flowing from Enki symbolizes life-giving fluids, underscoring his role as the source of fertility and creativity. Enki's essence permeates every drop of water, from the deepest ocean to the smallest stream. His depiction with water jars further emphasizes his generative powers, linking him to the sustenance of life and the mysteries of the deep. Enki's importance extends beyond his domain over water, embodying wisdom, craftsmanship, and cunning intellect. He is a patron of civilization's arts and a protector of humanity, often intervening in myths to guide and aid both gods and mortals. Enki's narratives highlight the value of intelligence and innovation, celebrating the creative spirit that drives progress and understanding. Ninhursag, the goddess of the earth and motherhood. As previously mentioned, Ninhursag was reborn from her old identity as Ki. Depictions of Ninhursag nursing or surrounded by flora and fauna emphasize her role as the mother of all living things. Her imagery is full with symbols of growth and nurturing, highlighting her connection to the earth and its creatures. Ninhursag stands as a symbol of the earth's fertility and the natural cycles that sustain life. Her myths often involve themes of healing, regeneration, and the origins of life, underscoring her essential role in maintaining the balance and well-being of the natural world. Her touch brings forth the harvest, her smile, the bloom of spring. Ninhursag's care is omnipresent in the food that sustains life and the natural beauty that inspires it. Through Ninhursag, the Mesopotamians expressed their understanding of the earth as a living, nurturing entity. Nanna, the god of the moon. Nanna was the child of Enlil and Ninhursag, the goddess of air and the counterpart to Enlil. Nanna is depicted through images of the crescent moon, as well as a bull, linking him to the cycles of growth and renewal that define agricultural societies. His serene, wise aspect reflects the moon's role as a source of light in the darkness and a guide through the night. Nanna's control over the night and the lunar cycles made him a key figure in timekeeping and rituals, influencing agricultural practices and fertility rites. His gentle luminescence symbolizes guidance, wisdom, and the passage of time, making him a guardian of transitions and transformations. Utu, the god of the sun and justice. Utu was the child of Nanna and Ningal, the guardian goddess of the city, Ur. Utu's depiction in his sun chariot, traversing the sky from dawn till dusk, symbolizes the relentless pursuit of truth and justice. His imagery, often featuring rays of light or tools of judgment, highlights his illuminating and discerning nature. As the sun god, Utu's daily journey represents the triumph of light over darkness, embodying the principles of truth, justice, and moral order. His role as a judge and protector reflects the Mesopotamian belief in the divine as the ultimate arbiter of right and wrong, overseeing human affairs with a watchful eye. Inanna, the goddess of love, fertility, and war. Inanna was also the child of Nanna and Ningal. Inanna's beauty and martial prowess are depicted through symbols of fertility, such as the date palm, an evergreen plant, and warfare, like the lion, representing her dual nature as a goddess of love and conflict. Her image is that of a deity, unafraid to assert her power and desires, challenging conventions and boundaries. Inanna's narratives, filled with adventures, romances, and battles, reflect the complexities of human experience, from the ecstasy of love to the horrors of war. Her journey into the underworld and triumphant return symbolizes rebirth and resilience, making her a powerful figure of transformation and empowerment. Her worship underscores the vital role of the divine feminine in Mesopotamian religion, embodying the intertwining of life's generative and destructive forces. Together, these 7 deities stood as the pillars upon which the world was balanced. Their decrees carved the laws of nature and the fate of all beings. Under their watchful eyes, chaos was tamed and order emerged, setting a foundation upon which all of creation would inhabit. There is not a defined list of Anunnaki. This term, meaning the descendants of Anu and Ki, was used to describe the 7 aforementioned deities, but also to refer to all the gods as a collective as well. In their hands, the destiny of the universe was a clay to be shaped, a story to be told, and as they decreed, so it was. The world took form, mountains rose, rivers flowed, and the heavens stretched out in an endless canopy above. The earth, once silent and formless, now thrummed with the promise of life, awaiting the next act of creation, a story that would soon include the most curious creatures of all, human beings. Thank you all for watching all the way to the end. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I enjoyed making it. What did you think? Did I miss any details? Let me know in the comments below. If this is your first time watching one of my videos, then welcome to the channel. I hope I earned a like and subscription in your eyes. If not, that's okay. I'll keep making videos until I do earn it. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for your continued support. I truly appreciate all the views, likes, subscriptions, and kind words and messages. Without you, this channel wouldn't be here today. That's it for now. I hope to see you all in the next one.